Hey guys, this is Mara. Welcome to my channel. This is my sister Bianca. I have my special guest here. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about social dancing and our Kizomba chronicles because we have lots to share. We have lots of stories. Those of you who maybe are interested in kind of hearing, like, from a female's perspective, how these festivals, how they are, we're about to just dive right into it. We're going to talk about pros and cons of social dancing. We're going to talk about what qualifies you as a good lead, as a crappy lead, as a good follow, as a really bad follow. And we have the background to back it up. So we're not just dancing out here for like 2 years.
So we've been classically trained since we were like young kids, around 2 or 3. And I think that just kind of expanded into partner dancing as it started to become more popular within the DMV area.
Yeah, which is where we're from. We've been dancing, partner dancing, Latin dancing for the past like 8 years or so. And different styles, you know, some of you might be salsa dancers, bachata dancers, might be looking into zouk, some Kizomba, like other things. But we kind of geared more towards Kizomba and zouk because they had really good music. I think that's what naturally attracted us, was like.
And it's very urban too, or it's actually transgressed to more urban versus a traditional one, because as we know, like Kizomba originated from Angola. But I think as time has transgressed, it's just kind of like you throw a bit of hip hop in there, more like poppy music, and then you still kind of have that undertone of the Kizomba for us to still be able to dance it properly. So again, we're not gurus, we're not saying that we're experts, but we're just kind of talking from our experiences.
We might as well be experts after all of our nonsense experiences.
Well, yes, I think that gives us like a floor or a platform to kind of stand on to talk about this stuff. And hopefully it's like relatable, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have kind of experienced the same thing. So I think we're just going to like put it out there for everyone to kind of listen to.
Let's start off with maybe the disadvantages, or lowlights.
The lowlights,
The lowlights of partner dancing.
Well, we should go from head to toe. So essentially we should talk about hygiene.
Say it louder.
Hygiene can be such a problem.
Yeah.
Because
particularly if you're a man, okay? I think specifically for men who have really bad BO, okay, and don't know it, or they know it and
they just don't care.
And they don't care. So for example, think about it. When you guys, if you have not gone to a festival before, pretty much it's usually at a hotel where they have a very big ballroom, okay? And it easily could fit around like 300 people or more, and it's different ballrooms, so it can be really cramped and you're all together and it's hot. There might be really crappy ventilation.
But think about when it's not at a hotel, because a lot of social dancing that just happens like on the weekly, they're just like at either some like dance studio or just like an open space. So it's a lot smaller for the same amount of people. So, and on top of that, Kizomba itself is already a very closely danced dance.
It's like the African tango, okay? Your head connection is something we're talking about later.
That's another thing.
Your heads are literally connected. Okay.
If you so choose. I think that needs to be a disclaimer. If you choose to have head connection, you can do it. But I think a lot of people make mistakes thinking that, oh, I'm dancing Kizomba, smash our heads together. Like, we have to have head connection. And that's not true. Like, you don't need to have head connection.
Right. So naturally, it's a really close dance. Like, your heads are touching, okay? And your bodies are very close. So having bad hygiene, as we spoke about, is just not acceptable.
And as we know, men tend to be taller than women.
Right.
So,
isn't that nasty?
So you can imagine if your armpit
is like right
where
in my
my
face.
nose is, and you're not, like, you didn't put deodorant on, or you're just not smelling right.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
If
you smell like all kinds of nasty, okay.
Like, my whole thing is shower,
if you're,
put on deodorant, bring more deodorant.
Now, I don't mind if you smell delicious and you smell like really good cologne.
Right.
But
please pass that on to me. I'll pass it on to the next person.
So get that in check. Thank you. Next.
Yes, hygiene is very important.
So I think another low light,
Well, we did talk about head connection a little bit, but essentially, I think it just comes down to not everyone wants to connect with you. And on top of that, if you know you're a sweater, like, you just have to do 2 steps and all of a sudden you're sweating bullets. Please do not connect with me, because as you can tell, she and I both have makeup on. We like to look good.
Thank you.
Do not have your sweat where now it looks like I have raindrops coming down my face. That's because you've just been sweating.
Your makeup, it's just nasty.
Like, and again, it goes the other way too. I think men also need to be mindful that women are wearing makeup. So I think they come out here with like these white shirts, or these shirts that are just gonna like carry the makeup, and they're walking around with like these big stains on them.
Just be clean.
And sorry but not sorry. I think you should have Like, you want us to look like this, so
thank you. What? Exactly.
Come dressed appropriately.
It's just come with it, okay? Come with the game. Get the duffel bag with 3 shirts per pair.
Right.
There's just no excuse there, okay? Now, what we're talking about can be easily translated into other dance styles. So same thing with bachata, same thing with salsa, especially with all these like body rolls.
With like bachata, I think it's more so like the sensual bachata, because if you're dancing traditional bachata or like Dominican bachata, then you don't have to necessarily worry about that. I think when it starts to get sensual and people are like putting you in dips and like you're literally riding their legs so that they can throw you down and pick you back up.
All kinds of snake movements.
Yeah, a lot of body rolls.
So just be mindful that while you're doing that, okay, the BO, it could be there. So just be mindful.
Right.
Also sweat. And also some of the guys literally, they sweat out their whole outfit. Like their pants are completely drenched. Like bring another outfit. Like
wear an undershirt too. I think that might catch some of what you're sweating too. But I think, so, you know, we're talking about these sensual or like very close dances. I think that leads perfectly into all of this sexual nonsense.
Oh, let's jump right into it.
That we have to experience. Like stories for days.
So let's just, okay, first of all, if you are going in with the intention of, I'm just trying to make moves out here on all these women, that's not the way to go.
No. You lost right there.
You lost already, okay? Listen, I'm not saying that you might not have a good connection with that dancer, okay? But that's not all the time. And you can't force that on all of these girls to have that magic connection with you.
It's like trying to force chemistry in a relationship. You either have it or you don't, because it's organic.
You can't force it.
So I think sometimes, like, people, I think it goes for men and women, they have like this misconception that, oh, these festivals bring people together, which is great, because it's a social gathering.
It is.
But that doesn't mean like we're gonna have like some huge orgy fest where now it's like you have a free for all for all these women that you can talk to or dance with, and then you use dancing as your in to be inappropriate. Like, I don't know how many times I've danced with men, and again, Kizomba is about a hip to hip connection. It's not groin to groin.
Right.
So the fact that I can feel anything going on down there.
Let's talk about it. So that's something else.
It's too much. It makes me not want to dance with you, actually.
Honestly, this is my theory, and I could be wrong because I'm not a man. Okay. But you need to be mindful of the underwear that you wear when you're wearing jeans.
Yeah.
Okay. Boxers versus briefs.
Yes. Or like the tighty whities. I think you need to wear something that kind of like cups you. Yeah. Like and holds you.
Wear the briefs. Okay.
Because dancing is something active. It's like if you were to go rock climbing right now, you're not going to wear boxers that are all loose and then you're just kind of like dangling around. You're going to wear something that's going to hold you compact and then kind of like hide you a little bit. Because I get it. Sometimes like men can't always control it. Like your body is just going to do what it does, especially if you see an attractive women. Because I mean, there are a lot of attractive people out there. But
you need to control yourself, okay? And that's the thing too, like you can back up a little bit. You don't have to be on it. You know, like I don't know how to describe it, but I just feel like even if you are attracted to that person, you need to control yourself, because even when I've been to those situations where the guy was attracted, I'm attracted, I never had an issue.
Right.
Because they already knew what the business was, which was cup it, figure it out. Okay.
Yeah, they just kept it professional. Like, we're here to dance. We're not here to like have sex on the dance floor.
Ew.
Like, if that's what I wanted, this is not the place.
This is not the place. And I was like, this is just unacceptable. Okay. Yeah. So that kind of segues into the hoes on the dance floor.
Or we'll just say thirsty, because we're not trying to call people names.
We're not saying name. We're not saying. But you know what? You know who you are. Okay, you are acting like the thirsty one who's after all these instructors, the one that's just clingy, the one that cannot catch a hint to save her life. It's unattractive.
It is, and I think that just goes like in life, period. I think I'm just not one to chase someone.
Exactly.
So, and if I honestly have to wait in these lines where I'm like 10, 11, 12th in line to dance with you, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay,
but I just missed out on a whole bunch of great experiences because I'm waiting to dance with this one person.
Exactly.
And watch me dance with them and they give me zero life.
Zero life.
Zero life.
And then also, it's just like, that's also puts you in your masculine energy. Like, I don't want to be chasing you around. You're chasing, making the instructor not want to dance with you. If anything, I noticed their facial expressions with some instructors who like they've had this thirsty chick follow them, and they look disinterested. They're being professional to be nice, but it's not because they really want to dance with you. Best believe, if a man wants to dance you, he will find a way to locate you.
Right. Or even that, he'll be dancing with people as they are supposed to, but then they just won't be dancing with that same person for 10 songs.
Nope.
AKA, some of these instructors will be going to these festivals with their like significant other, and I think it's highly inappropriate and unnecessary for you to be dancing with your girlfriend or boyfriend for like half a night, then why are you even here? Like,
Right.
you're here to dance with all these people who have traveled across or from around the world.
Literally
to learn
around
from
the
you,
world.
Dance with you.
Yeah.
And you're dancing with a girlfriend that you've had for like years. Like,
Yeah,
get out of here
it's just
with that
like,
mess.
you know what, organizers actually make instructors sign contracts about like what they're supposed to do during their time that they're going to be instructing us.
Right.
So they're actually required to dance with us, and dance with the people who attended the festival, and not to ignore us or.
Yeah, and I think that'll kind of also help a little bit of the thirst factor. I mean, thirsty's thirsty. Like, you can't really fix that.
Yeah.
But I think it'll kind of help with the gazillion lines that form to dance with you, because I feel like a lot of people just feel like, oh, well, the first night I didn't get to dance with my week, the next night or the next night, but then the lines just keep building and building and building.
And at that point, you know what? Here's the thing. I would understand more of the lines if we were in a more of a local festival in the States, maybe, like where there's like local instructors where you're not really impressed, right? Not international instructors.
True.
But
so like slim pickings.
Right, so I get that. But as far as we're at an international dance festival, for example, Spain, where we were at, phenomenal caliber.
Was that Feeling?
The Feeling Kizomba Festival was amazing. Now, the caliber was so high. Now,
one, because it's Europe, period.
Oh, right, okay.
And honestly, the dance, I feel like, had transversed from Africa over to Europe a lot quicker, because, think of the world map. So I think Kizomba had a bigger following in Europe, thus more access to classes, more access to training, versus here in the United States. We caught the Kizomba bug late. And because of that, we're out here like just thirsty to learn more and to be able to advance our skills at such a quick rate.
Right. Which is why we personally wanted to go overseas and go train. Like that was a big motivator.
And when we say train, it could simply be that you're going to these festivals and you're just social dancing the whole entire time.
Right.
Because literally, like they say, practice makes perfect. So when you're going to these social gatherings, I could literally dance with like 50 people, and in that one night of dancing, I probably progressed and improved
right, and
so
you also
much.
have private lessons, which you're able to do, which also takes you to the next 10 levels. So we're kind of jumping in, kind of like transitioning into like our highlights right now. Definitely one of the highlights being traveling and having better instructors, better access to instructors overseas, like Spain, particularly with the Feeling Kizomba Festival. We can jump into story time. We have a lot of lingo between us. We're sisters, okay? Now, what does that mean? We're going to break down vocabulary so you understand, okay?
Well, I think we've used two terms thus far, life and now recently husband.
That's right.
So let's talk about life. What exactly is life?
Okay, when someone gives you life, right, what do you think? You think exhilaration, you think excitement. Ooh, not
like cloud
boring.
nine.
Cloud nine.
Like hard to come back down.
Taking you to that top-notch level. Like, can't get better than this, okay?
Right.
Now, that's what that means, okay? When we say, give me life, or he gave me life, or I know I gave him life,
Right, exactly.
That just means, I know I brought it. I brought my A game, and he brought his A game, and we just ended up having that dance chemistry that is very hard to find, because you will not always have that with every dance that you have.
And when we say A game, we don't mean that you need to be the best of the best. We just simply mean that the lead, whoever you are, man or woman, is listening to their follower. Like, you're dancing to the skill level of your follower.
Right.
Like, you're not, I guess that might have been also another low light, it's just not listening to your follower, because let's say you have a beginner, and honestly, when you're dancing with someone, you can tell within the first like couple seconds, okay, this is where I'm going to keep them, because it's the only way that we're actually going to be able to enjoy the dance, because we're able to follow one another, versus me putting you into all these leads that you cannot follow, and then it's a mess dance for you, it's a mess dance for me, and the entire experience is just killed.
Right.
So for us to get life, and I mean, sometimes I also refer to it as he just took my life, like literally just took my whole life and then gave me more life.
Yep, took it away. Dead on the dance floor and then resurrected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally that, because we're having fun, we're able to play with one another, we're able to feed off of each other's energy.
Yeah.
And literally, you could probably put me in the same movements the entire time, but like, you're changing up the variations, you're changing the direction, you're playing with the musicality.
Yeah.
So sometimes simplicity can really just bring that dance to the next level.
You don't have to be amped. Like, you don't have to be...
It's not a show.
It's not... Oh,
it's
God.
Not
it's not a show.
That's why they have these performance hours where, your instructors, go do you. throw the girl up in the air, flip her,
Listen,
throw her off stage and pull her back.
Exactly.
But don't do that test on the dance
You know
floor.
what? You know what? Is for those of you who have never gone to a festival, those you might just be going to classes, you might just get started. You might not know what we're talking about. So let's break it down. So when you go to a festival, okay, usually what happens at a dance festival, at a Latin dance festival, where you usually have maybe more than one style of dancing. It could be, for example, it could be salsa, bachata, kizomba, right? Those 3 genres of dance. Okay, you have international instructors that are being flown from all over the world.
International and local. And when we say there's different genres of dance, they will be offered, but usually the festival is primarily focused on one.
Right.
So you'll go to the Kizomba festival, and yes. With Kizomba, most times you'll find that they also offer a bit of samba here, and then of course they'll have a little bit of salsa or bachata in some of these smaller rooms, just so that they can appeal to everyone's dance interests. But for the most part, it's purely Kizomba. I think in Italy, it was purely only Kizomba. I don't really even think I saw salsa or bachata being
even
danced.
Spain for Kizomba festival.
Yeah, because again, and I think that's what allows people to actually get better, because there's these festivals that are not throwing in all this extra stuff. You came here to learn Kizomba, then we're just gonna give you Kizomba. Right. We're not gonna give you all this other stuff that you didn't ask for.
Exactly. So, but I mean, aside from that, though, after the instructors come in, right, you have class schedule, and then so pretty much you're training all day long with classes, right, different technique, all that other stuff, and then the evening time is the party hour, right? That's when you get to practice everything that you learned in the class.
Right.
After, right? So you could be doing workshops all day long, and then and then we have performances, in between.
Usually one night within that weekend. So let's say your festival is from Friday to Monday. Usually the performances tend to be on a Saturday evening.
Or it could be every night, and then no, really, they could be every night and then after.
True.
So for example, let's say you have workshops from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you have performances from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now the social dance part starts at probably around 10 o'clock to 5 in the morning.
Right.
Okay. So you are dancing for ever. Okay. You are dancing, you are bleeding, your toes are gone.
Which we will talk about how to properly prepare for these festivals, because we did not understand how rigorous these festivals were really hard. Abroad. So I think by the time we were done, we were broke. Broken.
Yeah. So, but we'll talk about it later. But I mean, but that's normally how it is with the schedule and stuff. Okay. So for those of you who have not gone to a festival, I do encourage you to go and experience it, because it's really fun. Okay. But once again, when we go on the dance floor, be mindful of these leads. Okay. Be mindful, because we're kind of recapping at this point. Be mindful of hygiene for those of you gents out there who know you sweat. Please be mindful. Bring that deodorant. Yeah. Okay.
Which we will even talk about how to pack.
Okay. Don't be a thirsty hoe. We said it. Don't be a girl. Don't be a groupie. Don't be someone who's chasing. Don't be chasing after instructors. It makes you look unattractive, and it's a bad look, okay? So that's pretty much summary, our lowlights. For highlights, I feel we'll kind of get more into that on our part 2 of this video, because it was kind of getting long. So, we'll kind of leave it there for now, but stay tuned for part 2. All right, guys? And we'll leave you there. All right, bye.